Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
And I'm Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
And together, we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of
In our
course.
opinion, yes.
Good opinion.
Today we're going to talk about frozen shoulders, Brad.
Yep, and that's what I have right here in my hand is a nice model of the scapula and the shoulder joint, called the GH joint. And so what are we going to talk about specifically? How we're going to get into this?
Actually, frozen shoulder is also called adhesive capsulitis. That's again
It's a mouthful.
Full mouthful.
Yeah.
But as with any words or phrase, if you break it down, it's not so hard to understand. Adhesive means that it's bound down.
Right.
And capsulitis, that's what he's talking about here, this white material here. Brad, do you want to?
Yeah, oh, yes, I'll hold it.
This white material is the capsule. And this capsule goes around the ball of the shoulder.
Right. You can't, this would be the humerus, the bone, that's the bone right
It's
here.
actually this one,
What?
on this side.
Getting technical again. We take a break for a while and it comes right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there, lift your arm up once, Bob, so that would be going up like this. So
Obviously it's cut off here.
right, we can't get the
You have a
motion
ball and a socket. And that capsule helps hold that ball into the
out.
socket.
Right. So that capsule has it totally encapsulated. That's
There
what
you
they call
go.
the capsule.
A very tough fibrous material, and that's what gets inflamed, which is the itis of the capsule, so capsulitis, and that's also what gets bound down, and that's the adhesive. So this is where your whole problem area is.
Okay.
By the way, do you know who came up with the term frozen shoulder? Codman did. And you'll know who Codman is, nobody else will know it. We do Codman exercises, which is
Right.
the pendulum exercise.
Sure.
So
We'll talk about that in a little
we'll
bit.
talk about that area, yeah. So what causes adhesive capsulitis? A lot of times we don't know.
Right.
Quite often it'll occur after a surgery, where you've had a surgery on the shoulder, or if you have like breast cancer and you've had surgery to remove
The lymph nodes.
lymph nodes, yeah, any chest wall surgery will also do it. I also read, I got some of the statistics over here, some of the patients who are more at risk, people who are between 40 and 60, and I've seen that to fit quite
Yeah, all my frozen
yeah,
shoulders have been in that range.
range. More women than men. People who've had a stroke, obviously, on that side, because there's less strength over there and become immobile. A rotator cuff injury, which we've done a video on that, by the
Sure.
way. Rotator cuff, not cup,
Yes,
right?
yes.
CUFF, that's right. Broken arm. It's also associated, just real quickly, hyperthyroidism, ischemic heart disease, inflammatory arthritis, cervical spondylosis, but there's a very high association with diabetes, insulin-dependent diabetes, very high. It's amazingly high. So just an interesting fact. All right, there's 3 phases of adhesive capsulitis or frozen shoulders, and this is a little discouraging to people because it lasts a long time,
Yeah.
or it can last a long time. And what we're trying to do during that time is help you manage the pain, but also prevent the shoulder from being, permanently adhesed
Right.
down. So there's first the painful stage, which can last anywhere from 3 to 6 months. During that phase, the arm hurts. I mean, it hurts even at night a lot of times, and it's hard for you to even get sleep because
Sure.
it's hard to find a position.
Right.
And we're going to talk about people when their shoulder tends to hurt, what do they tend to do? They tend to put it in
Yeah.
this position.
Protective position, yeah.
Yep, and one of the reasons they put it in this position, this is the position where the capsule is on the least amount of stretch. So there's no stretch whatsoever on the capsule. This is probably the most stretch on the capsule,
Yeah.
so this is the motion that you lose, this one going out this way.
Right.
Second phase is the frozen phase, which can last from 3 to 18 months. And in the frozen phase, the pain has decreased, but your range of motion has also started to decrease. And you still could have some pain at nights.
Yeah, the last one I worked on was about to here, and that's as high as he could get. And in pretty much all planes of the range, it just
You can,
shrinks it down. It's not like you can go high this way, but not this way. It's throughout the whole range, it tightens it right
And
out.
that is a characteristic of a frozen shoulder. They call it global loss of movement.
Right.
Means in every direction you've lost movement. And then 3 is the thawing phase, 3 to 6 months, and that's where you hope to get your motion back and the pain has decreased. But just real quickly, now this isn't something you can diagnose yourself, but when you have a lack of motion in your shoulder, quite often it could be a rotator cuff injury too.
Right.
But one of the distinguishing characteristics of a frozen shoulder is you do tend to lose this motion. So like if you have a rotator cuff injury, you still can probably move it out this way, but if you have a frozen shoulder, eventually you're going to lose this motion. And that's why we're going to show you an exercise to move it out in that direction. The key thing throughout all these phases is, one, to control your pain, which your doctor can help you with, or you can take some anti-inflammatories or over-the-counter medications for pain control. But the second thing is, throughout all these phases, you want to keep it moving, and you're not going to want to move it because it hurts to move.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what we're going to talk about here is the exercises. So what we'll do is we're going to start off with showing you the exercises you should be doing, and then at one point we're going to cut away because we're going to have to show you some exercises by a door.
Sure.
So let's start off with the pendulum exercise,
Okay.
Brad. Do you want to
bet.
show that?
I like to, if I have my tie on when I work with a patient, I say, think about your arm being like a tie, and I'll have them bend over, and if your tie is hanging there, you relax your arm, just like this tie is relaxed, and to get that tie to move, I have to move my body. Okay, and that's the proper way to do a pendulum exercise. So if my arm is here, you get it to relax, which is not easy to do for a lot of people, especially if there's pain involved, but you get it to relax, and then you just try to get it to move back and forth. And Bob talked about...
By the way, like a pendulum.
Yeah, pendulum, yes.
That's where the word comes from.
You go forward and backwards for 30 seconds, and this, there's different times, but this is a good one to start with, 15 or 30 seconds, and then you go right to left. And if that's going well, you can try to make circles. You can go clockwise, and you can go counterclockwise. Now, if it's real painful, it's creating sharp pain, don't beat yourself up over it, you're just going to get too sore. It's going to hurt a little bit, but don't force it to where you're going to really get inflamed and cause problems.
And I would say at least 3 times a day.
Yep. Morning,
And
afternoon,
I want to show you something here, Brad. The reason I always like to show people this too, this is a sneaky way of getting motion. Because look at this, if I take the arm out to here and stop here, and now I stand up, I'm probably not a good one to do this. You want to do that? She's probably going to lose me.
Yeah.
Well,
Cut your knees off.
show exactly how high it really is.
So if I'm going up to here, and I keep my shoulder in the same range, I got 120 degrees of flexion there, which is...
Pretty decent
Right,
motion.
right.
Yeah, so it's a sneaky way of getting motion
Yeah.
with it being relaxed.
Just using gravity.
Yeah, so pendulum exercise 3 times a day, almost everyone should be able to do that one, I would
Right.
think. So second one, wall walk. Oh, how are we gonna do that one?
We got
Can
to
you go to a
right
wall?
here, sure.
Nancy's gotta show her abilities here.
Okay, you ready? So, hands on the wall, make sure your fingers are clean. You don't want to be washing the walls up or getting your wife upset with you.
By the way, Brad's probably used to this position here, never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, then we go up like this. It's been a long time since that happened, Bob. And we go up like this, get it to stretch, and then let it come down. A lot of my patients, they'll kind of come up and they'll drop it down. Just to get started, you should kind of let it down slowly. You can. There's wall ladders you can buy.
Well, the other thing is, yeah, you can actually have him mark how far up to go.
You
and
bet.
then you got a goal
Yeah.
to shoot for each time. So,
Okay.
nothing to that, very simple. Third one, table slide. You want a chair, Brad?
Sure.
Hold on just a second, we're gonna be right back. Brad's gonna get a chair. Let me show how to do a table slide. This is one you can do at your desk at work or at home.
So you put if you got a nice smooth table,
Right,
first of
that's
all,
what
you should
you
put a
want.
cloth on there, washcloth, a dry one, Kleenex, whatever it is, and you're gonna go forward like this and back. And there's a really nice exercise if you just have a little cheap ball to do with it. We don't have one, do we?
Oh, we'll find one. But the same thing, if you get to the end and you get up, it's
Yeah.
actually a sneaky way again of getting some motion.
So I'm stretching it out
Yeah.
to there. Using
Yeah.
leverage, it's much easier.
All right, well, the other one we'll show right now before we cut away and show the last two is active assistive range of motion.
Sure.
Using another arm to help.
Yep, so you just simply take the other arm and you're gonna go up. You're gonna stretch it till you get to that point where you don't wanna overdo it and think that no pain, no gain. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but
Or you can
don't.
pray.
Yep,
Put
there
your
you go,
hands
so
together
like
like this.
this.
So, very simple way of,
You bet.
all these things don't need much motion. Okay, we'll cut away and we'll bring the other two in then. We're back and we found a ball. So Brad's gonna show us how to
All
use
right.
that.
And this is something I use in the clinic all the time. I have people buy one, just a cheap one you can buy down at,
Oh, yeah, they're
Kmart
a
for
buck or
$2 or
two,
$3,
yeah.
$1. I can get them on sale. You put it on the table, you get your shoulder up there, and then you just roll. It takes the friction out, and the ball rolls
Yeah, look
really
how much you
nicely.
stretch in there.
Yep, and
It
just
works great.
stretch, and you can roll back and forth to rock it. I often have people, instead of doing one long stretch, painful stretch, I'll have them do bump into it, stretch, and do repeated stretches versus one big long one. You can also use this on the wall, and if you have one of the bigger balls, that actually works good too. You can put your gut arm there, and it's going to help push, and put the other one and it's stiff, and you use both of them together. Once it's getting better in the thawing phase, then you can start to just go to this one. And when you really want to stretch it out, you can really get it up to the full range of motion when you get to that point. So that's another good option. And the next is pulleys. And you don't have to spend 50, 60 bucks on a good pulleys. You can get some of these pulleys that fit in the door. What do these go for, Bob?
Well, we get them for a buck or two, but you probably cost you $3 maybe.
Yeah, you can go online and get them. You maybe go get them at a pharmaceutical store. But the ones that just fit in the door are the cheapest ones. And if you're not going to use it long term, it's a good thing to use. You just put it in your door like this. It's in there forever. Take your chair. You can face the door too, but for videoing purposes, we're going to do it here. What's the issue, Bob?
I was gonna move it over for you.
Oh, okay. Bob cares about me.
There we go.
Not very much, but he does. So here, for my right arm, here is the frozen shoulder. We're gonna work it up like this. And this door isn't exactly ideal. I'd reposition myself at home a little bit better, but you get the general idea.
I would
of what
say
you're
this is
doing.
probably one of the more helpful ones that I have found.
Yeah.
I usually give people this, and if they only do this alone, they're gonna do okay.
Sure,
They're
yeah.
gonna do-
The big thing is keep it moving,
Yeah.
don't baby it, pamper it in that protected position.
Right, and the only thing I was gonna mention, quite often, you got me yet, Nancy? You know, the doctor's gonna try to help you with the pain control. They may do a corticosteroid shot, they may do, prescribe you some pain medications if things are really bad. And, I mean, you can ice.
Yeah, you can always go back to the ice.
There's a lot of things you can try to do to keep the pain under control, but the big thing is to keep it moving.
Right.
So-
All right, so,
What can you all fix, Brad? You can fix everything,
except for a broken
but
heart.
we can't fix a broken heart.
But I was thinking about that, Bob. We take a couple of those women's courses in college, and I think we could get into this, a couple of psych classes.
All right, see you later.